Hello Year 9 and welcome to PRE GCSE. I'm Miss Weatherall and I wanted to talk to you about what PRE GCSE entails. So if you're using Google, it will tell you the answer to many of life's questions. So, what is oxidation? Who was King Henry VIII's third wife? Google's great because it gives you answers to factual questions. But what's that got to do with PRE? What Google won't do is give us the answers to life's big questions. So we delve deeply in PRE to do this. So is God real? Why are we here? What does it mean to be a good person? Are people born good or are they born evil? Or do they become good or do they become evil? What do I do when I don't like forgiving someone? You know, these are big questions to think about. Is there a life after death? How do we exist in this? And we delve much deeper into these in GCSE PRE. So what will you study in PRE? There are two papers. The first paper is the religions paper. The two religions we focus on are Christianity and Judaism. And within that, we look at what they believe. So what do they believe about a life after death? How did the world start? How should we treat people? How should you behave? The second paper is more to do with life issues. So one of the units you could look at is religion and life issues. So what does it mean to be human? How should we treat people? Should I have the right to decide when I die? Should abortion happen? How should we treat animals? How should we treat the environment? Another area is religion and human rights and social justice. So what is a human right? Where have people been treated unfairly, unjustly in the world? How can we help them? How can we help people who are poor or do not have human rights? Racism, sexism, prejudice, any of those things that we talk about. Also, another unit we look at is crime. So what is a crime? What is punishment? How should we punish people? Should we allow corporal punishment or the death penalty, or should we forgive? So these are big questions that we look at within PRE. I've just touched on a few here to get you thinking. As already mentioned, there are two papers. The first is the religion, and what you will study is Christianity and Judaism. And if you put both of them together, the weighting is 50%. And the second paper is a theme. So when we look at crime, when we look at human relationships, when we look at life issues, so should you abort a child, and thinking about the arguments for and against that. All of the papers are 1 hour, 45-minute exams, and there is no coursework. But don't worry, we've been training you how to answer these questions. Here are some students' views on PRE. I've learned loads in PRE since September. I'm really broadening my knowledge. I like to learn about controversial issues. I like to think. I enjoy expressing my views and opinions and listen to the views of others. PRE has made me aware of different beliefs and ideas which will help me when I go into the work and understand people. I get to discuss moral issues. There's no wrong opinion. Future careers. Where can PRE take you? Lots of our students have gone on into the medical profession, whether it's a doctor or a nurse. They like this because of the skills it gives you. So the ideas of empathy, to show empathy towards the person that you're treating, but also think about the different situations and think about the arguments for and against. So it is a really good qualification to have. In the armed forces, again, but that idea of empathy to understand the different cultures that you may be going into, but also thinking about the arguments for and against. Within the legal profession, again, it allows you to argue from different perspectives. Anything really. Some of us have gone into and travelled the world and been aid workers, so worked for charities or even in journalism. So there's lots of careers that you can go into with this subject. There are a lot of skills that PRE helps you to develop which make you really employable. So from empathy to leadership skills to thinking outside the box, so problem solving, to conflict resolution, which basically means is that you talk to both sides if there's been an argument, and you try to come to a solution. Teamwork, being able to research, being able to critically argue and make judgments. Employers state that students who do religious studies have a clear and transferable skills such as clear and logical thinking and be able to critically analyse and evaluate. Employers love it. So any questions, do come to see me in SAT.